Law. Want to make a video, kind of add on to the separation program of the last video. Seeing that seal, the UC Berkeley seal, I never looked at that seal before, and seeing that it said, let there be light, and that really kind of just like solidified how deep this separation program goes. And I wanted to kind of expand it, and I've expanded in recent videos here and there talking about it, but I had more of a focus on right now to see how we do this personally, like our egos, our minds, our psyches, our generations of passing down information, genetic codes, adjusting the frequency of our bloodlines, and the bloodlines as a whole, the soul groups, and how that relates to the physical body, how those stories all exist, and what these gateways and these gatekeepers actually look like when we're kind of converting it into a physical reality. So from my perspective, I'm just going to share some things that I've seen that are kind of obvious to me in relation to what these gatekeepers look like, what the programs look like, because it's a code. It's a very definite and obvious code when you see like the seal of universities say stuff like "let there be light." Like, that's a direct quote, basically saying that they are God. Like, we're God, and you're learning our university system. Your universe is based upon what we create for you. We are your God. You will go to our Greek God school and worship these symbols and these stories and these ideas, and then you will make your kids do that. You will make your kids be like you, because you need to teach them how to be like us, because this is your universe. This is your university. This is why NASA is so big out there, and this is why it's such a big deal to address these kind of issues as a whole. And this is really like the board. It's like the entire board. Nobody's playing chess anymore. Nobody's playing checkers anymore. If there are any large groups of people that are playing or bringing light to the fact that this game, this soul trapping game exists, then there is no game anymore. There's no game. There's only the downfall, and there's damage control, because this is what we're doing individually and collectively. We are undoing what has been done to us and what we are doing to ourselves. And that's a large part of what I've been seeing with family members when I share this information, and they see like, oh, well, it's like, this is us doing this to ourselves. Like, there's no the real focus, it goes on like how we think, how we create, how we observe our reality as a whole, and how everything exists from our own perspectives. Like, the game itself of separation and distraction is to make you believe things that are basically untrue, and to the 99th percentile of being untrue, and then they sell you that 1%, or they sell you that 10%, between 1 and 10% of your reality, your physical reality, and your 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 existence as a whole, the origins, your everyday bombardments that you see every day, like this, the news, NASA, university system, all of it is a design to make you create a reality for yourself. Just like our flaws that we have, like it's not, it's one thing to see yourself as having flaws and embracing flaws. Like nobody's perfect, so at the same time, your creation, your existence as a whole is perfect in the way it is, and you are adjusting that because the statement that nobody's perfect is the fact that nobody's perfect because everybody is growing, everybody is changing, but we all exist in a space of beauty and creative existence as a whole. So you have a purpose from the Most High consciousness. So in that sense, you're in like the 99th percentile of perfection. I'm just playing with words because language is all, jacked up anyway. But to spread some perspective on the self-destructive modes that we get caught up in that show you a deeper layer of like how you are not perfect, like this design, this box design reality that makes you think that you are, it's like a box within a box. So we're already in a box when we're in this vessel. This human vessel is a box. We have the ability to judge other people. We have the ability to judge ourselves. We have the ability to look the other way, ignore things. And that's one of the biggest things that I was looking at before I made this video, is that this program is designed for you to look the other way. The whole design of the university system, NASA, and all this stuff is to give your power away to these gatekeepers, to the design as a whole, the box outside of the box that you keep yourself in, and to ignore and look down upon your flaws instead of embracing your flaws. That's the thing. Like, there's a difference between ignoring your flaws and your existence as a whole that isn't flawed, and there's a difference between ignoring and embracing. So we are in a space of ignorance. We ignore our reality because our reality has been prepackaged for us. Our reality has been dictated to us by our parents and our grandparents and all the shit that's happened that's led up to today, that tells us we are the evolved beings. The evolution, the evolution theory that has us, these are these labels for these gates, and because they put this meat in a package with a fancy sticker on it, like, we believe it's okay to ingest this on a regular basis, like to be a part of this program that is one of the most destructive programs. Even in their little game of climate control, climate change, and all that shit, the the farming industry is the biggest perpetrator for that whole game. So yeah, not to mention the total compassionate space that gets left out when we are walking through an entire building full of packaged animals. And I was saying the other day to my cousin, I was like, if people were walking through like Costco and in the poultry department, they had actual live chickens there, and the kids are seeing the chickens and everything. The parents wouldn't be buying this because the kids would be like, "Oh, this is it. This is what this is." Or they had ducks next to the duck. I saw, was it confit or whatever, the packaged duck legs, and they put some duck confit or whatever, however you pronounce that shit. Right there, I was just like, what? You can put some fancy accent, or you can even read an accent on a label, and then yeah, you know what I mean. It's just all this package, this pre-packaged reality that we exist in is keeping us in this prepackaged reality, to where we have a prepackaged God, we have a prepackaged evolution theory, a prepackaged way to raise our children, a prepackaged way to feed and grow. Like, we're all protein. Like, this is it. This is, we're told we're just eat your protein. And, like, that was a big thing for my family. It was like, how are you gonna get your protein if you don't eat meat? And like, what the fuck is this whole protein thing, and carbohydrates and electrolytes and all this shit? And it was like, what the fuck is going on here? Who told you all this shit? Like, don't you remember, like, your body will tell you what you need once, because this is the thing. We've been so caught up in prescription drugs and having, aspirin and this for this. If you have this, you need this. If you need this, if you have this, you need this. If you have this, you need this. Like, everything in our reality is taken care of. Like, our connection with God covered with religion, our connection with our brain covered with NASA and the university system, our connection with the throat covered with politics and Hollywood and the media and the music industry and all that bullshit. Our connection with the heart covered with romanticizing the entire existence as a whole. The war, it's the opposite covering of that. It's the the backsided covering of it. The war program is a total separation, so you're in the lowest percentile of expanding your heart chakra, because everything is about war, everything is about separation, everything is about destruction, and they sell the heart along with the destruction. So they show you these pictures of these soldiers coming back from war and being like all like with their families, and make you feel a certain way about death. In a sense, they make you love death, because they're saying that this death is happening for your benefit. And then you completely forget, if they televise only that, like, it's only for your benefit, like, America, fuck yeah, like, it's just all this, like, let's take care of this. So they're desensitizing everything. These gateways that we call the heart chakra, throat chakra, solar plexus, third eye, sacral, root, crown chakra, they're all covered. The crown chakra is literally covered by the Queen of England's crown, telling you that this is a bloodline thing. Not only that, but it's covered by religion. It's covered by your connection. Your idea of your creator is non-existent when you have an atheistic version of your reality creating the evolution theory and the Big Bang theory and the university system as a whole, NASA programming as a whole, telling you, this is what your reality is all about. And then your Queen of England is your crown. Like, she takes your crown. These religions water everything down and separate everybody into these little boxes within boxes, so you can justify going to war, so you can justify hating somebody else, so you can be something. So it's like they play both sides. It's like the positive and the negative, like the Bible. It gives you a bunch of positive shit, and then it downloads a bunch of negative shit at the same time. And all these religions have these different programs, and then they're amplified in the media a certain way to make you believe it. Believe what is needed to be believed at that particular time. And the reason why I'm making this videos right now is because the gear is shifting. This we've been in this wartime mentality forever. This destructive idea of ourselves been desensitized by having us focus on Hollywood and romance and this whole like love program. Just keep making babies. Just be your creator God in the home. Just go to college, get married, have kids, keep eating meat, keep worrying about the egoic versions of your reality. Don't if you have some flaws, get some plastic surgery and make yourself look like this. Make yourself look like what we tell you should look like. You're not supposed to look like that. You're supposed to look like this. You're supposed to look like this individual. You're supposed to look like these people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you look like these people? Why were you born that way? Why were you born not normal? Like, I saw a Dove thing where Dove had some kind of lotion or something, or tanning lotion, and it said normal to dark skin, and then the caption was like, "Dear Dove, what the fuck is normal? What the fuck is normal skin?" And yeah, that whole, you're abnormal if you don't look like this, if you don't act like this. This is a gatekeeper reality. You are in a gatekeeping reality. Your entire connection is closed off. And you have stuff like, they play both sides. They try to tell you, oh, fluoride is good for you. It's for your teeth. And why the fuck am I putting this in my stomach? Like, why is this going to my pineal gland? Why is all this stuff happening? So you're in a, you worship a destructive reality by ignorance, and you maintain it by ignorance at the same time, with love and romance and marriage and all that shit. Like, all this stuff by paying into religion and the crown, the king, the Queen of England, with the fiat currency system, and the whole lies as a whole. NASA, their Big Bang, their evolutionary theory, all those theories that they throw out in front of you. But these individuals, these are these are just like the fashion industry. Why don't you look like these people? Why don't you think like these people? Something's wrong with you. And then the war is like, why don't you be a man? Why don't you go out there and destroy some shit, blow some shit up, shoot some missiles, some giant missiles somewhere, and blow some shit up for your country? Like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you do that? It's the separation program. You're not married yet? What's wrong with you? Like, something's wrong with you. Like, there's no focus on the self, no focus on your true connection to your Most High, your creation, your true connection to a loved one, a partner, the deep essence, the relationship that you can have with an individual, where you both are on a level playing field of connecting to your Most High. Not a religious boxed in version, but a true connection. Even if that connection is based in a total letting go, a not knowingness, just being organically connected to that reality, that existence as a whole. Like, that is non-existent. In fact, the closest reality they get to that is the religious stuff, and like that whole thing. It's a prepackaged reality, desensitization program. Everything is desensitizing you. you're something's fucked up with you. Like, if you have a flaw, you either act like it doesn't exist, or you fix it. You fucking fix it because something is wrong with you, or you act like it's not there, and instead of embracing it. Like, when we embrace what we call our flaws, we're actually embracing who we are. And if it's a flaw that we see as a flaw, but is actually something that we've set up for us, our higher selves have set up for us to understand. That's the difference between the ignorance and the understanding. We don't understand ourselves. We don't understand our purpose. We don't understand our meaning, our existence as a whole. We don't understand this shit. It doesn't exist because we're in this box of city life, of prepackaged reality. This is a total separation grid. This separates us from our root. This separates us from our sacral chakra. This is the gatekeeper. This reality is the gatekeeper for the root chakra, the fashion industry, and the separation from understanding your true emotional space, your true emotional meanings and purpose and balances with the earth plane, and your relationships, your creative your creative gateway, and bringing energy, bringing more creators into this being, into this space. It's locked down by this whole fashion industry and this vibration, this negative vibration of reality. Solar plexus is covered by animal fats. Like, I remember when I used to eat a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich from from McDonald's, my face used to get immediately like greasy. I remember that. It was fucking disgusting. And I was thinking about it today. I was like, that's actual bacon fat. Like, bacon fat has now materialized onto my nose, onto my cheeks, because of this McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Like, that's fucked up. Like, that's nasty. so yeah, our solar plexus is covered. Our stomach brain is shut down and covered by genetically modified foods and animal meats, emotionally dead energy. Like, this is dead. This is dead, and they gotta dress it up in this like fancy little package. Put a fancy sticker on it. Put it in some shit and say like, this is, make it look alive. Like, they gotta make all this stuff red. They pump shit in there to make this meat look red. If they didn't pump this shit, this is and I didn't even think about this before I look at the package shit. If they didn't put those chemicals or whatever they do to make the meat look red, you wouldn't eat that shit, cause that shit looks dead as fuck. Like, that shit. Let me go see if I can find one. Meat. What is it? Meat without what the hell? Meat without feet? What the misery? What the hell? Meat without red coloring. I don't know the word for it. Why supermarkets always use unnaturally red? Yeah, so it's unnatural. This shit is unnatural. Red meat dyed. So yeah, dead. It is dead. So yeah, look at this shit. They wouldn't even, you wouldn't, carbon monoxide treatment. That's what it is. If it didn't look like that, you wouldn't eat this shit. It looks dead. They have to make it look alive for you. They have to pre-package it to make it look a certain way. Yeah, like this. I remember as a kid, my mom used to be like, "Oh, we're gonna make some spaghetti," and I would look at the meat, like, then it would be brown like this, and like, ugh, something's wrong, it's bad. Like, nothing wrong with that. That's how it is. But that's all it is. It just stopped there. It would just be like, oh, that's like, no, not telling me, oh, they actually pump whatever into there to make it look red. No, it's just, no, it just is what it is, and that's it. So yeah. So this is basically what our lives are. Our lives are treated with carbon monoxide. We've been, it's like death, treating our lives with the 99th percentile of death. So it looks good. Like it looks like this is good. Like this is carbon monoxide treatment for your consciousness, your idea of yourself. This is what that, instead of making the meat look red, they're making the meat look European. And if you're brown, something's wrong with you. You're fucked. You don't exist here. You're an outsider. You're not normal. Like that Dove lotion. You're not normal. You exist outside of this box. So this universe, this locks down the root chakra, this locks down the sacral chakra, this locks down, and the willpower also. It's not just the actual physical meat. Your solar plexus is your power center. So like being punched in the gut by a politician telling you you're a slave, or your manager telling you you're a slave, like the whole system as a whole, that's your willpower center. It shuts you down there. So it's not only that, this whole romanticizing of your reality, this war program, because it's the positive and negative triggering, just like the fashion industry and the sexualization, the beating down of the divine feminine, and the sexualization of everything. So they beat you down by making you not like yourself, and then they subvertively kind of like bring you up, which is also bringing you down, but give the facade of bringing you up when you like worship the sexual program of like going to the club and treating women like shit, and sexualizing your body. All of it's about, just the meat, the flesh. There's no depth to it. So there's no depth to the heart chakra. There's no depth to the throat chakra. You can't even talk about war. You can't talk about peace. You can't talk about anything. Politics is who and what you talk about. Science is who and what you talk about. That's the atheism program. NASA is your God. NASA created your universe, and then they create your idea of everything. The religion does the same thing. It's the same program. Separation. And the crown, the Queen of England, she's got your crown covered. These are all gateways of energy, energetic gateways that are locked down systematically, and we call it normal. Your pineal gland being covered with fluoridated water, calcifying your connections, and even not talking about the pineal gland in schools, kind of removing it from the system. Not talking about the actual stuff. I was just talking to my cousin the other day about this, about like how everything about the Mandela effect, nobody's talking about like what it actually means. Like we're not talking about dimensions and consciousness and connections beyond just like the actual stuff. Like I heard the other day on Full Frontal, with Samantha Bee. She said Sex in the City. She was talking about something real quick and said, something, Sex in the City. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, to see and hear all this stuff and then not talk about it like it's like it doesn't exist, that is creating a literal divide in the consciousness. So this is a collective shift right now between dimensions. People believing in NASA still, that is a dimension. That is a whole dimension of people that existed there in this universe, like this you are here shit. Like this is what this is. It's a interdimensional split right now. And it's not happening from outside of us. It's happening from within. It's our gateways, us accessing our own observations of ourselves outside of ignorance, outside of the prepackaged reality. Seeing that we don't have to be separate. Seeing that we've been programmed for war. We've been programmed for separation and this Valentine's Day version of love. Like it's a greeting card or a balloon and a box of chocolates. It's all it is. And the new version of this Tomorrowland will be the positive space. It'll be they've been selling bags of shit for so long. Now they gotta sell you a bag of dried shit. Like they can't sell you wet shit anymore because you're like it's getting all over your face and you're starting to see it. So they're gonna shift gears and sell you a bag of dried shit, and it's it's gonna be sold in a box of peace. So say this is peaceful. This is all good. This is what you wanted. You're asking for this, and the people get what they ask for when they ask for something from individuals who don't give one shit about you. They don't care. So that was basically it. I just wanted to share like the gateways as a whole, kind of go through the obvious spaces of how we shut down our energetic fields and our creator spaces. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and harmony.